Yes, you heard me right. Cotton candy ribs. I don't care. Just get it done. Then put sage on it. Hey folks, Sage here. We're going to do something a little different today. Something definitely interesting that I hope you'll enjoy. So without further ado, let's get to it. Cotton candy ribs. Let's have some fun. Okay guys, so I'm in the kitchen here with my rack of ribs. And these are baby back ribs. I've just gotten them out of the package. And the first thing I noticed that isn't typical is the membrane has been removed already. So that's usually not typical. I was going to demonstrate how to remove that because there's usually a thin strip of silver skin, sort of. It's just a fascia membrane. And a good way to remove that, again, I'll just kind of give you a tip, even though this has already been removed. You can a butter knife actually works best, and you can just kind of edge it up under the edge of that membrane. Again, this has already been removed. This is just actually fat here that you see. But you can edge it up under that membrane and just work it very slowly until you can get your finger up underneath it. And then get a paper towel, and you can get a grip on it that way because it tends to be a little slippery. And it usually, if you do it right, or I should say if you're lucky, it comes off in one piece. Don't worry about it if it breaks up and you've got to, take it off in more than one section. As long as you get it off, it just keeps this meat from being tough, and nobody wants to eat that. Now, if you get beef ribs, it's just the opposite. You actually want to leave the membrane on beef ribs, or they will absolutely fall apart into pieces. The membrane in beef ribs just tends to break down a little better than on the pork ribs, so it's nothing to worry about there. But anyway, back to this. So again, the membrane's been removed. These are baby backs. They come up higher on the rib. That's why you see this dark meat. It's close to the loin. And that's kind of what I look for. I like to see this, you see this color difference, this strip of red. Again, I like this to be cut a little closer, I guess, to the loin. Some are just a little further cut down, and you'll get a little less of this dark red meat, which is delicious, obviously. So anyway, you can also get spare ribs. Again, these are baby backs. Spare ribs are bigger. They have a lot more fat content because they come closer to the belly. But anyway, back to this. Like I said, membrane has been removed. So the smoker is warming up now. So the first thing I'm going to do here, and I think I said this in a previous video, is I like to pat the meat dry. That's just me. And again, I know it sounds a little counterintuitive to pat the meat dry and then put some kind of moisturizing agent on it, such as oil or water. But I'm just getting, some of that stuff that's settled in the package that's just kind of laying around on the meat. Again, these are just kind of lipid oils that you're just trying to get off of there. And it does help form a crust. It really does on the meat as you're cooking it. Because again, if you've got just too much of this greasy oil residue sitting on top of the meat, and then you're trying to put other things on top of it, other oils, water, rub, you still have that layer to contend with to get through. So I just like to remove that. Enough about that. So today I'm going to use olive oil, and again, you can use various things. Mustard you'll hear a lot, and I've used mustard. I'm not opposed to it, and there'll be times that I will use it on the channel. But a good reason for using olive oil is flavor, right? That's the same reason people put it in their salads and whatnot. Be careful when you're rubbing this on. I mean, I've got gloves on, but they're thin. So just kind of go slow at first, especially around the edges of these bones, because I have been known to, you know, find a sharp edge here or there over the years. Again, it don't happen too often, but you'll find a sharp edge now and again that can actually cut you if you're not careful. Anyway, you don't have to oil it to death. I'm probably doing this a little liberally, but hey, it's gonna be good. Now, a lot of people, a lot of channels you'll watch, you know, I could square this up even more. It's pretty good. It's not bad. A lot of people are all about presentation, you know, trying to get this. And if this was a little oblong or something, I might be tempted to, but this isn't too bad. But as far as trimming it up, making it pretty, this isn't competition barbecue. Most of you watching this channel are not going to be competition barbecuers, so no worries there. Looks good to me. And then here comes the secret part of the situation here, for lack of a better word. I've got the rub, just shaking it up here, just kind of breaking it up a little more. I haven't got a lot left. This is the rub I used in the last video. It's just I'm very fond of this rub. Again, this comes from, oh man, the smell is wonderful. BC Mac. It's a restaurant in Morgantown, West Virginia. And I've started using this rub. And again, I've used a lot of commercial rubs, and there are a lot of great rubs out there. You know, not saying nothing against it. I've used Weber, you know, Franklin. There's all kinds of stuff. But this stuff is very well balanced, like I said, and the color, it just, when you watch it cook, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I'm just about out of it, so I'm a little upset about that. We'll see. I'll probably get a coat on it here. Honestly, probably not as much as I would like. But hey, with this stuff, I'll take what I can get. So you just want to kind of go over it. Don't be afraid to use your hands. Get in there. Rub it down. Rub it down. Alright, I'm using all of this stuff, so I'm not afraid to reach in the container here at this point. It just kind of helps me break it up in my hands. Yeah, you see that? That on there. And get the sides too, you know, down these bones here. You want to get flavor all in between the meat. You know, ideally, you want consistent flavor throughout every bite. But just do the best you can. As I'm doing the best I can do here, I do have a little tripod I'm using this time around. I'm still kind of one-handed in here, and just because I'm trying to keep a dry hand. As you can see, like when I hold this way, if I need to reach for olive oil, if you need to reach for salt and pepper, you got one hand that stays uncontaminated. So I try to do that anyway. Obviously, it is nice to have something to hold the camera this time. That way I can get other things. But yeah, we've just about got this coated pretty well. I want to concentrate more on the top here. Okay. I think we got enough. I really do. I think that's going to do it. Alright, so that's going to be that. It looks really good. Again, I'm liking the collar on this. So, and I apologize, I'm trying to figure out how to get my lighting a little better. I'm learning as I go, so please bear with me. But that's what it looks like. I want to bring this guy out here just a little bit. And I'll turn you up here. All right. So, again, that's our kitchen prep stuff. There we go. So, we're going to get this on the smoker. I'm going to go probably, Lord, let me adjust that again. There we go. We'll get this on the smoker. I'm going to go about 250. I like to do that. I feel like 250 is a good middle of the ground kind of place to be. You know, a lot of people, you'll watch a lot of barbecue channels and they'll they'll haggle over like 225 or 250, and then after a while ramp it to 275. If you're unsure, I mean, I've experimented with a lot of those techniques, but you know, just for good old-fashioned backyard barbecue, 250 is a good middle of the road and it'll work well for you. So anyway, let's get this on the smoker. Okay guys, I brought this one out to the grill. This is a pellet smoker, KC Combo. I'm running at about 250, and again, just look at the collar. It's that rub. It really is. BC Mac, Morgantown. I'm telling you. Anyway, I'm going to just let this run for about an hour and then maybe come back out and check on it. And another tip too, when you put these in the smoker, you notice I got the meat side up. You want the bone side down. It's got a little curve on the bottom there, and that acts as a buffer for, you know, the heat, just so it doesn't burn the meat. So it just really helps the cook go a lot smoother, and you don't have to worry about spraying your meat as much or just watching it as much. So anyway, I'm going to close this up, check back in an hour. So I haven't had time to check on the cook yet. I've had a situation, the cat that I'm house sitting and watching. I've been in and out of the door, and I don't know if the cat got out. I sure hope not. I've been looking desperately. I've been outside. I've looked in the garage. I've been upstairs. Can't find the cat anywhere. So I'm getting a little worried. So hopefully the cat turns up and we can get back to the cook here. Just kind of let you know what's going on. Alright guys, it's been a little more than an hour, about an hour and 15, because I've been looking for the cat. I still haven't found the cat, but I don't want to neglect just taking a second here, just seeing what that's looking like. If I can get out of the shadow here, you can see. Lord, this is harder than what you would think with sunlight and all that, but you can see the collar is really good on it. The edge is kind of there, you know, you can see the moisture on the top, but maybe the edges there look a little drier. So I did bring my spray bottle here, and I just got water in it, so I'm just gonna give that a spritz there. You can hear a little sizzle going on. And again, you can use vinegar. You know, there's people that use, you know, water mixed with Worcestershire sauce. However you say that, you know. Oh wow, look at that. So it really brought a lot more color to it. It's hard for me to see out here. But anyway, it's looking good. I'm gonna close that up. Don't want to let too much of that heat out. I gotta find this cat. Okay guys, I'm out here. I just stuck a meat probe in it. So we're around about 165. You gotta be careful not to hit a bone, because that'll give you a false temperature. So, you know, I wanted to pull it off, yeah, about 160, 165, so we're good there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out. I'm gonna spray it with a little more water, even though we're taking it off here. So now we're gonna get inside and get to the wrapping surprise that we have. Well, a little bit of it is a surprise. You know we're doing cotton candy, but I'm going to add something else too. Alright, so I brought this inside. I've laid this out on some butcher paper. So I did get some butcher paper. I'm going to use that today. So the little thing that I did that's a little bit different that I didn't talk about yet is I want to take some honey first, and I'm just going to drizzle over that. Boy, I love honey. Honey's one of those things like butter. You know, you can just, anytime you want a sweetener, you can just add that in there. Now we're going to flip it over. We're going to do the same thing. Boy, that looks amazing. You should smell this. Don't be afraid of it. Again, trying to get the sides there just a little bit. And again, as you roll it around on that paper, that'll kind of help you get it coated. Not that you can't use your hands, just honey's pretty sticky. Now, I've taken a bag, just a Ziploc bag. I put peanuts in it. Oh, about a half a cup probably. And again, just regular old Planters peanuts. Of course, you have to watch anybody with peanut allergies, but if you don't have a peanut allergy, or none of your guests have peanut allergies, you know, don't be afraid to reach in the bag there. So now I'm just going to coat that. I wanted these to be ground up, not to a fine powder. You know, just almost like what you would get if you bought a sundae, I guess. Ice cream sundae. So again, you can use your hands if you want. I'm gonna make a mess. Fair warning. That's just gonna give a little bit of added crunch, you know, a little bit of texture. Also, you know, it's those things that you crave, saltiness. Lord, I'm having a little difficulty getting this out of the bag. There we go. Could have ground some of those up a little bit finer, but I am going to go with it. So again, you kind of want them, you want to ground down a little bit. It will help it stick a little bit more if it's a little smaller, but we're going to make this work. And no worries. What we're going to put on next will help to solidify that. It's only going to help it to stay in place. And I'll be honest, I mean, I'm always a student of barbecue, and I hope I always will be. I'm never going to get to the point where I know everything. There's always somebody else that's doing something a little differently, or somebody that's just done it, you know, for a very long time. So a lot of the techniques that I show you, such as this, I mean, this is new to me, you know, using peanuts like this. Once you get your fundamentals of barbecue down, then you can experiment after that. You're just building onto those foundational information things that you've learned over the years. So that said, I'm going to move along now to, okay, Skittles cotton candy. Yes, I just found this in the store the other day. So we're just going to break some of this off. And again, the honey's going to help this to stick. I'm just going to break it in pieces. I'm not going to be afraid of it. And this is really, when you break it down, essentially, you know, we're eating pork here. Pork works very well with sugars. People use brown sugar a lot, so sweet goes well with pork. I mean, you don't want to overdo it, I wouldn't say. You don't want to overdo anything. Anything you do needs to be balanced, but this is essentially sugar that's going to melt down. Hopefully caramelize. You know what? I'm just going to kind of lay a layer down here. Well, it's kind of already started on the bottom. This is one of those things you could overthink this. I could see. You could just see you roll it around and you lose some of it. There we go. So don't worry about it too much. This is going to melt. This is going to melt. It's going to roll down the sides. It's going to roll off the sides because we're going to be wrapping here. And I don't want to make too much of it myself. It's hard not to get caught up in the details. And there we go. Now I've got a bunch of cotton candy left here. I could use this whole bag if I wanted to, but I don't want to go that far personally. I'm satisfied with that. Okay, so essentially just like that. Now I'm going to wrap this up. Just going to wrap it in our butcher paper here. And I might, spray it down with a little more water, just to spritz, just to hold a little more moisture in it. But essentially that's it. I'm going to wrap it and we're going to get it back on the smoker. Okay, what's this? No, I'm not kidding. We're going to make a side here. I got one of my sons coming over for dinner. So Bob Evans, macaroni and cheese. I don't know which side's right side up for you. But yes, I'm not kidding. I mean, yeah, there's all kinds of things you can do that are homemade. But, a lot of this, too, is tips for, working people. Just people who want to do a little barbecuing, but they don't want to go all out as far as making everything and every side from scratch. So you can just get some good old-fashioned Bob Evans mac and cheese. And I'm going to transfer this to another pan. Give me just a second. Alright, see, I found my pan. So I'm just going to transfer this over. And see, Bob Evans, they make some good mac and cheese. So I just got a small aluminum pan here. Yes, I'm going to smoke this. So I'm going to have some smoked mac and cheese. Just going to transfer that over. It's going to be good. But I'm not going to just leave it at that. Now, I'm a big fan of macaroni and cheese. I don't like it when I go to restaurants and they go all, Chef Ramsay on it. And, you see breadcrumbs, and then I'll see, something red, and I'll be like, what's that? And they're like, oh, it's paprika. I'm like, we're eating macaroni and cheese, right? So, heavy whipping cream. That's a secret that you can use. Milk will work as well, but if you really want it to be creamy and rich, heavy whipping cream, that'll also help keep this macaroni moist as it's cooking. So that it doesn't dry out. Now, I don't have to use this whole thing. I may, but alright, I'm going to give this a stir. Kind of see what it's looking like. Oh yeah. Yeah, that should be plenty. This is a pint here. I used about half of it. I may see if there's a little cheese. I don't know if I have any that I can put as a topping on here, so let me check real quick. Alright, so I'm back here. So I found some of this, this is just cheddar cheese. Just slices of cheddar cheese. It already came pre-sliced, which makes it nice. So I'm literally just going to come across the top here. Let's put about 4 of those. Again, that'll melt down on top. I'm going to, again, leave this open. Don't cover it with foil. You want to smoke it. So I'm guessing about an hour, you know, about 100 on that. But we'll just kind of keep checking on it, see what it looks like. All right, I'm going to get this on the smoker. Okay, guys, so I went ahead and got the mac and cheese off first. And honestly, the ribs are about ready to be pulled off. I actually let this go about 2 hours. So, you know, because I just kept checking it basically. You know, it's pre-cooked. Again, it's Bob Evans mac and cheese, which is good stuff. It's pre-cooked. That's why you just kind of heat it up in the microwave. But it went a couple hours. And that's really a testament to that heavy cream because, you know, even in 2 hours, it didn't dry out in the least. Just very, very gooey, very creamy. So I'm just going to check it out first. Kind of see how it goes here. Let's see here. Yeah, perfect. So you can see just how creamy that is. Delicious. I'm not kidding you. You wouldn't believe it. That is so good. So let's take another look at that here. Sorry about the camera angles and whatnot. But again, you can just see there how creamy that stayed even after 2 hours. Beautiful. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Alright, I think I'm about ready to get the ribs off. Alright, so just checking on it here. I just stuck a meat probe in it. So we're getting close to 200 here, 199. I'm gonna let it go maybe 10 more minutes. And then we're gonna pull it off, see what it looks like. Alright, check back. Biscuit ran out of one of the bedrooms. I thought he might be in there. It was one of the bedrooms. I am not going to go in there. It's not my bedroom. So it was literally the last place that Biscuit could have been. But right now we're at an impasse. It's me and it's Biscuit, and we might as well be worlds apart. Biscuit? Biscuit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Biscuit. Oh, thinking about our younger years, Biscuit. It was only you and me. We were young and wild and free. And now nothing can take you away from me, Biscuit. 'Cause we've been down that road before, and that's over now. Keep me coming back for more. And Biscuit, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, wasn't too hard to see. Biscuit, we're in heaven. Loving is all that I need, Biscuit. When I found it there in your arms, wasn't too hard to see, Biscuit, we're in heaven. What do you think, Biscuit? Can we build a bridge, Biscuit, between your heart and mine right now? Biscuit, I love you, Biscuit. Okay, I didn't say that. I don't even like cats, technically. But Biscuit, me and you, we got something real special, Biscuit. Now just come back over here now Biscuit, it can be like it was. It could be just like it was, Biscuit. What do you say, Biscuit? What do you say? That's right, Biscuit. That's right, Biscuit. Yes, Biscuit. Yes. Okay. So that got weird. Alright, I got that off the grill. I got it off about 205. I went ahead and let it cook just a few more minutes. So I'm just gonna take a look at it. Interesting, to say the least. Okay. Trying to get the tongs underneath it. It's hot, folks. Okay. It's bending nice. The bones are sticking out there. As you can see, the exposed bones. Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, she's hot, folks. Real hot. Well, that's a lot of dead air time. Okay, guys. Not gonna make a big thing about this because I've been waiting so long. To eat. Let's get that out of my way. I always put this, you know, the curved side up. It's easier to see in between those ribs there. There you go, so you can find out a lot more easily. Well, I say that. This one's a little tougher to find. There it is. Find the seam where to slice these ribs. Boy, it's slicing apart really easily. Just like that. Come right down through the line. Coming apart, no problem. And again, those bones run a little sideways. I know I'm making a little bit of a mess of this. You can do this a little more neatly when you're not like so hungry. But, all right. Let's see here. We're gonna turn that up there. But these ribs, you can see the smoke. Oh my. Let's take a bite. I'm not gonna kid you. I was skeptical. I was even a little worried. I've seen people use Dr. Pepper before, the cotton candy, but not the Skittles. So, again, it's meat candy and different. I mean, obviously different than the Dr. Pepper flavor, but I can't tell you how tender that is. That is absolutely just coming apart. And if I could, just making a little kind of arrangement there for you. Give me just a second. Wow. Okay. That's not sticky. Very sticky. But just look at that, guys. That's how it's done. It's so moist, it's very tender. It's perfect. All right. Okay, guys, so that was the cook. I have to say, the only trouble I had was, I'm using a pellet smoker, and this cook took a lot longer than it should have. The temperature just kept spiking. Pellet grills are usually known for holding their temperature, but sometimes the electronics on those things, you just kind of have to keep powering it off, powering it back on to kind of reset it, because the temperatures kept climbing, and even though it was digitally set, I just had to keep fooling with it, unplugging it, and I finally got it leveled out. But anyway, I'm very satisfied with the food. Very moist, very tender, delicious. So I'm glad it worked out, because I hope you guys know, I don't always try this stuff before I cook it here with you. Like I said, once you get the fundamentals of barbecue down, you can experiment as you go. And that's what I'm doing. I'm actually, I'm playing with my food. You're just kind of along for the ride. So, a little bit of nerves there, because that could work out or it could not. And today was a win. Absolutely worked out. The food is very good. So I am very tired. Thank you for watching. Again, if you like this, subscribe, hit the notification bell, support the channel, and I would really appreciate it. And I just want to say hello to my son, Brant, and I wish he was here with me and your brother. We miss you. We love you. We hope to see you soon. Later, guys.